Howdy you! I am officially 6 months in to playing every single Animal Crossing every single day. And so far, so good. As I mentioned in my 3-month update video, I thought that the first 3 months were going to be the hardest just because we were finishing up with the house and we had a newborn. And I was correct. The next 3 months have been much easier. I'm feeling that the next 6 months are going to be much easier than it's already been. I feel like the first 3 months there were a lot of times where it hit 10 p.m. It's like I should be going to bed, and then it's like, oh shoot, I still have dailies to do in like all of the games. But now it's kind of part of my routine. It's like, okay, time to sit down, take a little break, and I play through 1 or 2 of the games then and get to the other 2 later. So now it's more like 10 p.m. hits and it's like, oh, I have 1 more game left or 2 more games left. So it's really settling in, which is nice. And of course, the streams are wonderful just to be able to sit down every night and get something done in one of the games. Because for the most part, I'm still at the point where my daily play is just getting my dailies done and then moving to the next game. But those streams give me the time to sit down with the game and actually really enjoy it. And I feel like in the coming months, I'll have even more time to settle in and really enjoy each game. There's like this funny thing happening where the first 4 games take as much time and effort as just New Horizons. It's kind of funny. It's like I either do really well getting my New Horizons like dailies and stuff done, or I do really well getting the other 4 games done. It's hard to balance the 2, but this last week I finished the last big project on the house that I'm gonna do for a while, so that's gonna give me a lot more time in the coming months to do my dailies and do a little extra in each game, hopefully. And it really is starting to get to the point where I look forward to each game every day. I feel like a few months ago that wasn't the case. It was like I look forward to GameCube maybe, but I was like, okay, now I have to knock out City Folk. But I'm at the point where I really enjoy each one. For City Folk and GameCube, I'm working on completing my catalog, and it's gotten to the point in both games where there's so few items left that most days when I go into shop, there's not an item I need there. So I kind of look forward to playing each day to be like, is this the day I'm gonna get one of the items I need? And just like that excitement when you see an item you don't have. I live for that high right now in those 2 games. And Wild World is the only game where I haven't completely upgraded my house, so I look forward to the slow and steady of every time I get to pay off another 100,000 on it. I just have 450,000 to go, and then we get our last room. For New Leaf, I just started doing hybrids, so I look forward to getting on and seeing what has come up that day. I also look forward to New Leaf because I don't have to water my flowers like in Wild World and City Folk, so it's kind of like, oh, time to do my New Leaf dailies. It's just hitting rocks, digging up fossils, going to the store. Like, it's a lot less than Wild World and City Folk, so I look forward to it for that. And New Horizons, if I don't have time to sit down and actually play, I honestly dread it because I need to think of 5 things to order from the catalog to make sure I have items on hand. But it's gotten to the point where my storage is full and I'm almost out of space in my mailbox, so I kind of have had to stop doing that. If I don't have time to sit down and play and clear out items to order more items, then it feels wasted. I basically just see who the visitor is and shop for the day. So there's days when New Horizons is like, woo! And I can sit down and actually play it, but then there's days when if it's just like doing my dailies, there's nothing really to look forward to, unfortunately. Unless I get a new DIY. Yeah, mostly just collecting shells right now for the Mermaid's Domain. I've been doing like little tiny areas of it, and I'm already out of the giant clam or whatever it's called. So I can't even imagine doing the palaces, how many giant clams I'm gonna need. But yeah, I'm more and more excited to keep doing this challenge, which is kind of funny because I feel like things are starting to wind down and my houses are mostly decorated in most games, but I don't know, I still really look forward to each day. Anyway, last video I laid out all my goals for each of the games, so I'm just gonna go over how they're doing, and I'm gonna show you footage of each town, how it looks around the town generally, along with how my houses are coming along. And I'll probably make another update video in about 3 more months, and come the end of the year, I'll probably make a few videos about playing every single game every day for a year, and just like breaking things down and like my thoughts on the games versus each other and blah blah once I have that full scope of a year. Yeah, my content at the beginning of 2023, that's gonna be interesting. I'll have the big brain on Animal Crossing, bigger than I already have. Alrighty, let's talk about progress on my goals for all the games. First off is, of course, paying off my house. All of my houses are fully upgraded, except for Wild World. I need one more room in that game, and I am 450k away. However, in all of the other games, none of my houses are paid off. All of them I need the money for other things right now. But by the end of the year, I want to pay that last payment back. So, doing pretty good. Goal number 2 was to collect all the gyroids in every game. Let's just say I'm doing my best on that one. Honestly, this one might leak into next year. You can only go as fast as it rains in games, so... But I am being very good about organizing them, which I'm proud of. Okay, perfect town in every town. I got this in GameCube, Wild World, and City Folk. Oh, and I got 5 stars in New Horizons recently, so all that's left is New Leaf. And it'll probably be a second before I really get into it. Probably like August. Attend every event. Yep, I am still doing that. Complete the museum. I did a pretty good job getting all the winter stuff. We are now into summer. I haven't been super focused on this one. I'm waiting until July because a lot more bugs and fish and things come in July, so might as well knock out the June and July ones together. But so far so good, I think. Caught my first Silicanth of all the games in City Folk the other night, and I am worried about catching tarantulas and scorpions in every single game, because like that was a struggle when I was young and just playing one game. Like I grinded so hard to get those. So far we've had 2 run-ins, one in City Folk, one in Wild World, and they just immediately killed themselves off. One ran into the ocean, the other jumped off a cliff, so hopefully better luck in the future, since I have 3 games to catch them in. New Horizons isn't a problem for catching them though. Honestly, I think a good chunk of June will probably just be catching stuff. All golden tools. I'll get the fishing rods and nets once I complete the museum, but I do need to start focusing on getting that golden slingshot. I only have it in City Folk right now. Golden shovel is easy in most games. And the golden watering can I'm doing great on. As I said, I got perfect towns in Wild World and City Folk, so that gives me the golden can. We just have a New Leaf left. And the golden axe I will have to go out of my way. I got it in GameCube with the perfect town, and I also have it in New Leaf from buying a crap ton of saplings. But I will have to go out of my way in City Folk and Wild World to get the other golden axes. Upgrading nooks, we got that done in every single game. And getting all the hybrids. Honestly, that one's mostly just for Wild World and City Folk. And even then, it's mostly just for City Folk, since that's the only game I haven't gotten all the hybrids in. And we're doing pretty good. I just need pink roses and blue roses and golden roses in City Folk. And in Wild World, I think I just need blue roses and black cosmos. Oh, and black tulips. So it's coming along. Those towns are getting decked out in flowers, which is awful because you have to water any wilting flowers every day, otherwise they die. But they do look better with flowers, so... And of course, in all games, I want all my houses decorated nicely, and that is going pretty good. Wild World is the only one where my house is kind of a mess, but that's because I'm preparing for flea market, and I still need one more room. And my City Folk basement is a hot mess. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. Alright, game by game goals. GameCube, complete every catalog. Right here I have all the items I still need to get from Nook and Red. So as you can see, there's not that many left. We're doing really good on that. In fact, most of them are just Red's items or items you get from Tom Nook's Lottery at the end of the month. There's only 12 like just normal items I need left. A lot of this has been due to our good friend Yodel over on Animal Island. Like every other week, I go there to try and grind for the island items. I have half of them so far, but in the process of grinding for those items, you get a lot of normal items. And speaking of exclusive items in Animal Crossing, campers just started coming to my town in GameCube. So in July, I'll have to start doing the tent grind and getting all those exclusive camping items. But yeah, catalog completion in GameCube is going great. I just kind of need for Red to come and also waiting for events to get all those event items. And the other goals were buying flowers daily and getting as many golden trees as possible. Those are going really good. I think about a fourth of the trees in my town are golden trees at this point. And every day I do in fact buy flowers and lay them down. I have the entire outskirt of my town lined. I have the rivers completely lined. I'm gonna start lining all the buildings, and then it's gonna go to surrounding golden trees with flowers. And maybe I should stop after that? We'll see. And the last one, I want to pay off all 4 houses in this game. I have 2 houses fully upgraded. I have one that is just 100,000 away from being fully upgraded. And then the other one's eeny meeny and needs most of its payments left. For Wild World's goals, we're literally just chilling. Wild World has no special goals really, so doing great on not doing them. But I did say I might pay Boondocks. I don't know. I'm 450,000 away from having my house fully upgraded. So maybe after that I'll start just putting money away and seeing if it comes close to paying all the Boondocks donations, because that's really the only end game thing you can do. But the house is more difficult to pay off than any other game because they expect a few players to be helping paying it off. Alright, City Folk goals! Number 1 was to complete the catalog. Ay caramba, it's a lot harder than GameCube, let me tell you that. These are all the items I need just from Tom Nook. Red is not cooperating. This last week he was like, welcome to my fine selection of items you can get at Nook's. He only changes out his items once a week, and every series, 2 of the items in it come from Red, so I really need his help. Like, I literally don't know if it's possible for me to complete this catalog in a year. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's already literally not possible because I didn't get all the Princess series. I got half of it. I just didn't have enough money to get the rest. So I'm gonna have to go to at least spring of next year to do all that, which is fine. As I said, I didn't complete the Festival stuff, so I need to replay Festival anyway. But now that my house is fully upgraded, I'm really focusing on saving up money and hoping that by the end of the season it's enough to buy all the Gracie items. It's like $1 million per set, but you can wait till the end of the season for sales and get everything for a little bit less. And making money in City Folk is much harder than New Leaf and New Horizons. So $1 million is a lot more than it is in modern games. But yeah, I'm trying. I'm doing okay. Most days when I walk into Nook's, he doesn't have anything new for me, and it's starting to be that way for the Able Sisters too. But yeah, it definitely won't be done by the end of the year. My next goal was to view all the episodes, and we have done that. The next one was to have all 4 houses at different sizes. As I said, all my money has been focused on getting the Gracie items, so I haven't had money for that, but hopefully by the end of the year, I doubt it though. Unless I really go out of my way to grind money in City Folk, which I might have to. And my last goal was to pay off the town fund, and this one is over $1 million. So once again, I'll get to it when I get to it. Once I have all the Gracie items, I can start saving money for that. Mind you, most of my money is coming from selling fossils every day and hitting the money rock, so like it's not like I have some giant stream of money. I could grind for it, but with playing all these games at the same time, I just know. Okay, New Leaf goals. So I want to make my town look like my original New Horizons town, and no progress has been made on that front. To continue in this endeavor, I need to make paths in New Leaf that look like the default paths in New Horizons, but I just don't want to do it. Once I sit down and get to making those patterns, then I can start laying down the paths, and then from there I can lay down the foliage and the public works projects that go around those things. But until then, it's not happening. I mean, maybe I could just lay tiles now and then change out the pattern to finish it. I don't know. I have enough going on in other games. I'll worry about it probably come September. But I have been doing good on visiting Lyle daily, and I have gotten 5 pieces of gossip from him. I still have not figured out what triggers these. I thought once you hit certain point totals, he would give you a story. Now I'm just starting to think if you change up your house dramatically enough to go up like 5,000 points, he gives you one. I don't know. I really don't know. So far, he seems to have given me stories at 20k, 30k, 55k, 75k, and 80k. That's not much of a pattern. And of course, I could overshoot it and then he gives me the story. I'm gonna have to experiment with this later because I want to know the secret. But I definitely am onto something that it correlates with changing your house. Because I go to him every day, and if I don't touch my house, he doesn't give me a story. But like 2 days after I do a lot with my house, he'll tell me something, so. And finishing Main Street was my other goal. I just have Katrina left. She's asked to move in, and I just have not bothered to pay the ransom for it. And finally, how is New Horizons going? It's going great. I've collected enough DIYs and items to really start digging in and doing things. I'm really enjoying the process. This is my first themed island, so it's kind of really fun. The village area is basically completely done. I think next week I'll be releasing the speed build for that. I've been working on the shark area. I've hit a plateau on it, so I think I'm gonna leave it behind and work on the mermaid area and come back to it later. The lodge and campsite in the mountains, that one's done, and I just love how it looks. It's a smaller area, but I think it turned out so wonderfully. The Penguin Kingdom is half done. I really struggle with these areas that are repetitious in what they have in them, and there's not a lot of variety and small items and things, because I feel like I'm not doing enough and it's not interesting and diverse enough. But I really just need to get over that and be okay with 20 of the same item, and that just being the vibe of that area. It's fun to have more condensed areas, and it's fun to have more areas that aren't quite as wild. Honestly, my village, I love how it looks, but running through it, the game lags so hard. Whereas in the other areas, it does great. But yeah, super happy with the village and the lodge area. Shark area is coming along. I really just think it's not my cup of tea, and that's why I don't like it. But I think it's doing fine. And then I need to accept that it's going to be a more minimal area. It's not going to be quite as cluttered up as the human areas. And the mermaid area basically hasn't been touched yet. It's the last empty bastion in my town, but that will change in the coming week. But yeah, good progress, good progress. So yeah, for my New Horizons island, all that's really left is the mermaid area and polishing everything. I'm so excited. I'm hoping by the end of August it should be done. Honestly, I think by the end of July I could have it done. But life happens and it gets away from you. But I only have one main area, and then, there's filling areas in, which sometimes takes longer than big areas. But starting in July, I think every other week I'm going to release a speed build on it. And I'm very excited for the holidays. I would really love to have Cordelia done by the end of August, because I want a month-long break from working on it, and then going into October, November, and December, I want to do, Halloween in October, and then a Thanksgiving overlay in November, and a Christmas overlay in December. I just loved doing that in Eldin, and I look forward to doing it to a themed island. I feel like that will be so different from a Normcore island. I feel like the village will get a majority of the decorations, but maybe the mermaids will put up a Christmas tree in their ballroom, and the sharks will put one in their lobby or something like that. Yeah, I'm majorly hyped. Oh, last time I mentioned there being a problem with memory and running out all the time, and that problem still has not been solved. I just keep collecting footage and not going through it and sorting it and things, so it's basically useless to me because I can never find what I need when I need it. But good news is, this week I started the process of going through it and trimming things up and renaming files and all that. I was hoping it was a week-long project, but I'm realizing it's gonna take a long time to sort through all the footage I have. But the work is beginning, so that's good news. These are my two big stressors doing this challenge right now. I'm constantly running out of memory on my computer, and I'm constantly running out of storage in New Horizons, which both of these could be solved. I really should just buy another terabyte drive for my computer, but I don't want to spend the money, so I keep just living with stress. And in New Horizons, I could pony up the bells to expand my storage, but I don't want to because I have 3 more houses to pay off. So, money, 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 baby. Okay, I think that's everything for now. And if you ever want to check in on how progress is going in all of these towns, I do stream most weekday nights on Twitch. Sometimes I drop 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 4 a week, just depending on life circumstances. But for the most part, I stream every weekday night. And in all honesty, I think I'm gonna keep playing the games into 2023. Mostly GameCube and City Folk. I kind of set the goals high on those ones, and I think it's gonna take over a year to finish those up, which I'm super happy with, because those are the games I'm the least familiar with. Whereas Wild World and New Leaf, I set the goals a little bit lower just because, I've played the heck out of them in the past. I've played them a lot. So it was there was no reason to get in the nitty-gritty of those, so Those ones I think I'll be done at the end of the year, but the other 3, of course I'm going to keep playing New Horizons. There's so much to do. I have so many towns I want to make. Anyway, that's the plans. That's what's going on. And I know I say this way too much, but I'm just excited! Alright, I'll see you next time. And until then, I really do truly hope you have the loveliest of lovely day. Goodbye!